Joining us today is Asif Kapadia. Welcome to the Quint, Asif. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
Diego was such a legend, and there are so many highs and lows and so many other aspects. How do you crunch down everything in a 130-minute film?
It took 2 years to make of just editing, another additional year of research, brilliant team. And our job is just to keep pushing and pushing until we find the essence of a character and find a way to take everything that happens in someone's life, and he had a very long, complicated life, and reduce it down to the 2-hour length so that hopefully an audience watching it, even if you're a big fan, you learn something new, and if you don't like football, you still find a very interesting story.
You were working on it for about 25 years, is that what is that right?
No, I wasn't working on it for 25 years.
So you were going through footage from about...
I'll tell you what happened.
A really long time.
In the mid-90s, I was at art school in London at the Royal College of Art, and I read a book about Maradona. That was like the germ of the idea, 1996, thinking, wouldn't it be great one day to make a film about Maradona? And then in 2012, a producer contacted me and said, do you know there's this footage of Maradona that I found that nobody's ever seen? Do you want to make a film? And at the time, I'd just made this film, Senna. So I said, no, I just did a film about a sportsman. And then it came back. And I thought, okay, actually now I'm ready. I'm at a certain age and I'm interested in telling the story. If I'm going to make a third documentary, it needs to be different. And the difference was Maradona's still alive and I can interview him and meet him. Right. So the film itself only took 3 years, but the idea about making a film has been around for a long time.
I read somewhere that when Maradona came through the idea of like, Hustler was the title, right? So when he heard about the title, he sort of said, and I quote, he said, I don't like the title, and I don't like the title, then I'm not going to go watch the film. Don't go see it.
So the film's called Diego Maradona, and I made the film. And then at some point, someone makes a poster. And in the film, when people see it, his biographer, a guy called Daniel Arcucci, who spent 30 years with Diego Maradona, in the film says he is a rebel, a hero, a cheat, and a god. But when it was put on a poster, at some point the word cheat got changed to hustler. Someone in Argentina who hadn't seen the film was talking to Diego Maradona, who hasn't seen the film, and says, guess what they called you? They called you a hustler. And I don't know how they translated that word into Spanish, but whatever the word they used, he's like, I don't like that word. I don't like this film. Don't see this film. It's two people who haven't seen a movie telling people not to go and see a movie.
And has he watched it now?
No.
Still hasn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? I'm kind of coming to terms with the fact that maybe the film's not about what he thinks about it. It's what everyone else thinks about him.
Why do you think you get drawn to all of these characters who have so much pressure around them because of their talent? And what pulls you towards them, whether it was Amy or Senna?
I think I'm just interested in certain types of characters that are flawed or complex and challenging, and I like the difficulty of making these stories about people. They're not establishment, they're kind of anti-establishment. And the more complex the character, I'm hoping the more interesting the film.
You've also worked with Irfan Khan.
Yes.
And for The Warrior. What was that like? What was your association with him like? What do you think sets him apart in terms of actors that you've worked with?
He's an amazing guy. He has a presence. He had something that's made him stand out. I wrote a script and we reacted and somehow got along straight away, and he was willing to work with a young British guy. He was really interested in world cinema. I've always been interested in making films around the world wherever I've been. You know, I made a film about an Argentinian, about a Brazilian. I made a film in India. So it was for me, it was the beginning of my career, and it was kind of in a way the beginning for Irfan and his career.
How would you describe the shift from fiction to non-fiction?
Filmmaking's all about cheating. How do I create a reaction and an emotion? And so for me, there isn't a massive difference. With fiction, it's kind of very traditional way. If you write a script, you cast the film, you shoot the film, you edit the film. When I make the documentaries, everything's backwards almost. I start editing while I'm doing interviews, while I'm doing the research, while I'm kind of figuring out what a story might be, and everything is more organic. And so I like the process of making documentaries because it's more flexible, because I like to go with the story, and I like the idea that I might change my mind, which can be infuriating for people when I'm doing a fiction film, but actually is very freeing.
Well, congratulations and good luck for your screening today and for 11th of October. Thank you for talking to us.